I, Anne of Brittany, Queen of France. It is with a heart both burdened and blessed that I recount the pivotal years of my life, from 1483 to 1498, a time when my destiny intertwined with the great thrones of Europe. Born in 1477, I became Duchess of Brittany at the tender age of 11, following the death of my father, Francis II. It was 1488, and Brittany was a proud but vulnerable duchy, caught in the shadow of the ever-ambitious French crown. My father's passing left me as the last bastion of Breton independence. As a young girl, I felt the weight of an entire duchy resting upon my narrow shoulders. In 1483, I was already aware of my role as a pawn in the games of kings and kingdoms. My education, though befitting a lady of noble birth, was rigorous and unrelenting. I was taught not only the virtues of piety and grace but also the art of negotiation and the value of alliances. Little did I know how soon I would have to employ these lessons. By 1490, my court was embroiled in marriage negotiations with suitors from far and wide, each one a potential savior or conqueror. To preserve Brittany's independence, I married Maximilian of Austria by proxy. Alas, this union sparked the ire of King Charles VIII of France, who could not tolerate such an alliance threatening his realm. France, with its might and ambition, descended upon Brittany. The walls of my beloved cities trembled beneath the weight of French siege engines. In 1491, faced with no alternative, I capitulated. To secure peace and safeguard my people, I agreed to marry Charles VIII. I was crowned Queen of France in a solemn ceremony, yet my heart was heavy. I did not enter the marriage as a young woman in love, but as a duchess fiercely loyal to her homeland. I negotiated for Brittany's rights, ensuring it retained a measure of autonomy within the Union. It was a compromise, a delicate balance between loyalty to my people and the demands of a new life as queen. Life as Charles's wife was a mélange of duty and resilience. The French court was a dazzling yet suffocating place, where alliances shifted like the wind. I bore several children, but none survived infancy. These losses grieved me deeply and cast a shadow over the splendor of my position. In 1494, I accompanied Charles on his Italian campaign, an audacious attempt to claim the Kingdom of Naples. The expedition brought victories and tribulations, showcasing my husband's ambition but also the fragility of his reign. Throughout it all, I remained steadfast, balancing the demands of the French court while nurturing my Breton identity. Then, in 1498, tragedy struck. Charles died unexpectedly, leaving me a widow at 21. My grief was profound, but my resolve did not waver. By treaty, I was bound to marry his successor to maintain the union between Brittany and France. Yet, for the first time in many years, I felt a glimmer of agency, a chance to reclaim a measure of control over my destiny. As I look back on those years, I see a woman forged in the crucible of power and duty. I was more than a queen, I was a protector of my people, a negotiator of peace, and a keeper of Brittany's soul. My heart beats as strongly for my homeland today as it did when I first ascended to its throne. In this tale of alliances, loss, and resilience, I remain, above all, Anne of Brittany, Duchess, and Queen, forever bound to the fates of two great lands.